Hi, I'm James Lamont, Director of the Vidine Center for Rural Economic Development at the University of Minnesota at Crookston. Thank you for joining us today for our supply chain series. This afternoon, we're going to discuss the future of supply chains, part one. In essence, there are a number of long-term supply chains which continue to impact farmers, producers, and processors across the upper Midwest. We have a massive growth in the developing world, thereby changing consumption patterns. This is based on higher incomes, changing diets. We're seeing large population growth in parts of Africa as well as Asia. Simultaneous to this, we're starting to see a shift away from carbonization through renewable energy production. And this is naturally something that will likely continue to accelerate, but also changes the inputs that go into what you're buying to grow your product, as well as decarbonized approaches to shipping your products across the globe. In addition to this, intelligent systems are changing the way in which we ship our products. This could be in the form of identity preservation or the use of blockchain to move product from point A to point B. And then on top of that, due to the complex nature of the supply chain, we're starting to see a much more concentrated effort with respect to investing in cybersecurity. How can you prepare for this long-term adjustment? Farms have evolutionized and gradually moved toward market trends over the last several decades, if not centuries, in our region, just due to the fact that we've had transportation patterns that have adjusted due to a number of factors. But simultaneous to that, moving forward, this accelerating environment is naturally going to be very transformative for each farm. Think of the Internet of Things and how your farm is mechanized today. Everything from the way you harvest your crops to the way you plant your crops to the way you move seed in the ground to the measurements through precision agriculture is accomplished through the Internet of Things. This way you have a constant measure or sensor of what's happening in the ground. Same thing with automation. If you think of the unmanned systems that are flying over your respective farms, if you think about the advanced manufacturing or additive manufacturing that's occurring within the automation space, the ag tech that goes into not only automated and Internet of Things harvesting, like with automated combines, but also when you think of the aggregated sort of perspective in terms of how you market your product or forecast what types of seeds you're going to need to buy for the next year. Concurrent with this, we're modernizing shipping patterns across the United States as well as the globe in the maritime space, as well as using smarter infrastructure domestically. And then foreign competition naturally is growing at a rapid clip. So how do you prepare yourself for this? How do you maximize, if you will, the value associated with this new world supply chain and at your farm and or processing level? So you got to think farmer to silo. What's the best sequencing schedule? How can I leverage IoT and automation and ag tech to help improve yield or to help move additional value creation within your respective farms? Same thing with optimization and an end-to-end sort of incremental silo approach, or perhaps your base. What type of trade-offs could you have with new volumes and end-to-end collection costs? If you're looking from silos to plants, what's the best method more or less to sequence and fill these empty silos? How do you optimize this? Do you temporarily hire staff or do you continue to have massive staff? And then from plants to clients, again, given sort of the change management that's occurring within the tech space, we're going to need to move very quickly to optimize logistics as well as be prepared to leverage byproducts or co-products and monetize those as well. So this is how you can more effectively look at long-term trends and think about how they may impact you at your farm level. Thank you for joining us today. Next week, we'll talk about the second half of long-term supply chain patterns, which would likely impact your farm.